Hey, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. I'm Elena Lipson. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, and I'm the founder of the Divine Self-Care Circle membership and the Virtual Retreat Academy. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your body, your health, or your family in order to create true abundance and prosperity. I believe in living based on the divine feminine metrics of success, and these include pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. Each week, I'll bring you 1 to 2 new episodes. One of these will be a guided meditation that you don't have to do on the meditation pillow, and the other will be a conversation to help you access your inner wisdom, to ignite abundance, and inspire others to do the same. I invite you to join me on this journey back to the magic of a divinely aligned and well cared for you. And now, join me for today's episode. Hello, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings Divine Self-Care, said that backwards, podcast. This is your host, Elena Lipson. I'm your self-care coach, your divine self-care mentor. And I'm sitting in my office today, but I have my window wide open because it is officially spring here in the Pacific Northwest. It is absolutely gorgeous. The skies are, well, not super blue today, but blue. And I just love, first of all, oh, look at that. There's a mower. I'm going to close the window. Oh, can you believe that? Someone's mowing their lawn right now. But I will be opening the window after I'm done. You can believe that. So today is a really important episode because it's one that is important for you as a woman to really sift through and understand why you do the things you do. So today we're talking about why you limit yourself and 3 ways to expand your capacity to receive. Now, when I say you limit yourself, I am talking about specifically in the areas of love, financial abundance, and relationships, and your capacity for happiness. And everything else you want to add under that bracket really fits into those categories. It's about time, it's about money, it's about relationships, right? Those are the things that we sort of decide we have too much of, too little of, how much we need to be happy, how much we are allowed to have. And I want to have this conversation with you. And then I want to give you those 3 ways to expand your capacity to receive. So much of your ability to receive is based on your physical body and your energetic body and how you navigate the conscious expansion of those 2 things. Now, sometimes you're taught that you are just where you are and that's where you're always going to be, and anything above that is going to be subject to the laws of social conscious agreements, right? Or laws, meaning that in the world that you grew up in, there were unconscious set points that you were given, whether you recognize them or not. And you might begin to recognize them by recognizing the things that your family members say when you're together. So when you're at family dinners, when you're getting together, whether it's your parents or your siblings, start to notice how they talk about money, time, or love, right? Those 3 things, money, time, and love. I said them in a different order last time, so whatever. Time, money, love, however you want to put it. We have been taught different stories about how rich we're supposed to be and how happy we can be and how healthy we can be and what happens when you become rich and happy and healthy. And now they weren't exactly that clear sometimes, right? That's why these stories and limiting beliefs are so deeply embedded into your subconscious, unconscious part of yourself, because they were basically demonstrated for us. Whether you saw your parents or your caretakers struggling to pay the bills, whether you saw them make a lot of money and constantly have a fear of losing it, whether you saw them talk about people's health or gossip about health, or say that, they deserve what they got or didn't deserve what they got. There's all these stories because we're just humans, right? And until you become conscious and aware of your constantly conscious and aware of your language, how you're describing time, money, and love, and how you're limiting yourself, it's just an unconscious behavior. So the fact that you might even be having any resistance to what I'm talking about right now starts to uncover any stories you might have. Now, we have been given these stories as kids, which means that we are not always aware of them. But sometimes, as I said, you can start to listen for languaging around time, money, and love, and even health as well. Like certain things you might have heard, like something's got to give, or, oh, we're just waiting for the other shoe to fall, or you can't have it all, or who are you to want this and that and the other, or who is she to think she can have it all, or nobody has everything they want, or don't be so greedy, or thinking that you have to be the one to do it all and have it all, like you're responsible for every little piece of time, money, love, health that is in your life, and not even stopping to really understand what having it all means, right? Another thing you might have heard is there's always a trade-off, like you have this, but that goes down, or yeah, you might be rich, but you're going to be, giving up something else, or if you have a career, you give up family. So it always seems like there's this trade-off, right? It always feels like there's like some cosmic calculator telling you that, yes, you can have a loving family, but no, you're not going to be wealthy. You're just going to have to be happy with what you have. Being happy with what you have is actually really important, but not in the way I'm talking about it in this example. Or maybe you are, well, at least you have your health, right? That kind of thing. You don't have money, but at least you have your health. Or, maybe you have a really good love affair with your husband or partner or spouse or whoever, and you just sort of decide for yourself that you're not meant to be rich in this lifetime. Or maybe you do have it all. Maybe you did figure it out, but you have this constant dooming, looming sense of worry that something's got to give, right? I remember watching Ghost, if you ever watch Ghost, and this moment stuck with me forever. It's probably because it triggered like an old story I had somewhere. And there's this part where she and Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze are sitting in bed, and they're just like so in love, and they're in this beautiful apartment in the city, and they're just like glowing from joy. They're basically in love, connected, grateful to be together, and conscious of the gratefulness that they have. And then she says something like, "Oh, I feel like I'm just waiting for the bubble to burst," right? So, and of course it does because it's a movie, right? But I remember in that moment still sticks with me so deeply, because I think that you and so many other women might have this idea, and even seeing messaging like that in the movies starts to give us this reality around it. Like, oh, something's got to give. No one's died in a while. No one's gotten sick in a while. Like, it's just coming around the corner. Like that kind of thinking is, you might say, oh, it's reality because that does happen. Well, yeah, reality is what you decide it is, right? Reality from a spiritual perspective is what you put your attention on. It is all about consciousness around what you choose to put your attention on. If you sit and watch the news all day versus sitting at the beach all day or in the forest, in nature doing a hike, I guarantee you your perspective on reality is going to be very different, right? Test it out for yourself. Go for a walk in a beautiful place and then come back and journal, or watch 30 minutes of the news and then journal and see where your perspective is. Now, I'm not indicating that you need to spend 100% of your time gazing up at the stars and looking at all the wonderful things. What I am saying is that you have the choice of what you focus on throughout your day and your life. And you have the choice of the stories that you tell. And the way that you can tell if you have any stories around time or money or love or having it all at one time or whatever is how you talk about it and how your life looks right now. It is a direct mirror for what is happening inside your mind and in your heart, right? So I want to read you something in our Divine Self-Care Circle group right now, which is my membership circle, which I've been hosting this is our 5th year. And this year we started a book club. And this book that we're reading this month is called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And the tagline is "Conquer your hidden fear and take life to the next level." It's really, really a powerful book. I've read it several times. I read it a couple of years ago, and it really changed a lot of the way I think about self-sabotage and increasing your capacity and allowing yourself to have more and be more and do more, but not in a way that is like the corporate way of bigger, better, faster. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm specifically talking about giving yourself permission to expand into the life that you're dreaming of, right? So I'm going to give you 3 specific ways to do that. But first, I wanted to read a quote from The Big Leap on page 22, where Gay Hendricks says, "Your capacity expands in small increments each time you consciously let yourself enjoy the money you have, the love you feel, and the creativity you are expressing in the world. As that capacity for enjoyment expands, so does your financial abundance, the love you feel, and the creativity you express." This is probably the most important paragraph in the entire book because it gives you the entire secret for everything, right? If you start thinking, I enjoy the money I have, or I always have plenty of money to do everything I want to do, you are actually walking in a state of appreciation for what you do have. And that which you appreciate begins to expand. And you are actually enjoying it so that you're giving your body, your energy, your soul, the message that you can enjoy what you have. If you are not thinking about what you already have and you feel like you're constantly missing out, like you don't have enough, and your attention is constantly about how unlucky you are and how things are gonna, you're struggling or you can't seem to have what you want, you are literally focusing on that which is going to come to you, which is more scarcity, more lack, more unluckiness, more of what you don't want, right? So if you start to set your mind, like the thoughts that you think, they're habitual. So I think the current numbers are, we have something like 80,000 thoughts and like 60 to 70,000 of them are habitual. So, and that habitual thought will drive your emotions and your behavior and how you choose to walk in this life. So if you start to shift your thoughts to, I enjoy the money I have, I love the relationships that I have in my life, I'm so grateful for what I see around me, I love that I get to, have freedom of choice in the way I spend my time and I choose to create. Like there's many, many mindset. If you need mindset help, of course, I have some really great tools for you, like my 66 Sacred Rituals course, like just the constant stuff that I put out on social media. So please make sure you're following me because it's really, so few people really understand that your thinking is so connected to your life and what you receive and what you're able to create in life. So I'm going to read that paragraph one more time, and I'll give you the 3 ways to expand your capacity to receive. So again, and this is really, if you like really listen to this paragraph, again, this is the secret within the secret. Your capacity expands in small increments each time you consciously let yourself enjoy the money you have, the love you feel, and the creativity you are expressing in the world. As that capacity for enjoyment expands, so does your financial abundance, the love you feel, and the creativity you express. Now I want to point out one more thing here. He's not saying to enjoy the money you have at a certain dollar amount or the love you feel at a certain point in your life in the future. He's saying that as you enjoy what you have now, that the actual abundance and the actual creativity you feel or you express and the love you feel begins to expand. So by appreciating what you have now, and he's not saying it has to be a certain dollar amount, right? Whatever you have now, if you can appreciate it, it sends a signal to your reptilian brain. It sends a signal to your soul. It sends a signal to your energetic being and the world that, oh, look, you know how to appreciate what you have. Let me give you more of that. Okay. So now here are 3 ways that you can really expand your capacity to receive as a practice. So number 1 is make being present a daily intention. Now, how do you do that? You do it, first of all, with your breath. If you can learn to tap into your breath throughout the day, you will learn to really be in the moment. The next way to do that is through stillness. Instead of constantly putting on a podcast, which I know it's ironic that you're listening to a podcast right now, but instead of constantly having, after you're done with this one, you can turn it off. Instead of constantly having noise in your ear, in your mind, in your soul, in your brain, in your heart, try stillness, whether it's just sitting in nature or just sitting on your couch looking out the window or formally meditating, or just taking a bath without bringing in the phone, or just sitting, like wherever you are, or driving your car without putting on the radio, right? Stillness. And the third way of making being present a daily intention is nature. Nature will show you so many beautiful things if you just sit, like watch. Just, I mean, it's spring now. There's so much beauty, but every season has its beauty. And it's very much easier for most humans, modern humans, to be present in nature, as long as you don't have your earbuds in, as long as you are allowing yourself to just be there and notice. Like if you can just sit and look at the sky and watch the clouds for a few minutes, your whole nervous system will settle and you will feel the benefit. Even being creative, like drawing for a few minutes, doodling, will start to activate your prefrontal cortex and give your reptilian part of your brain a rest. It's really good for your health. Try it. Okay, number 2 is take some time and define your version of having it all without the social expectations, without the familial expectations. And don't worry about being practical, right? Like let yourself just dream and get excited about it. And in the same breath, the other side of this coin of number 2 is to do exactly what I just read in that paragraph. Spend some time really getting into appreciation for what you do have, right? And when you're defining your version of having it all, don't feel like it's someday. Like try writing it from the present moment. I'm so grateful for the expanding income that I have. I'm so joyful for the wonderful relationships that I get to enjoy. I'm so excited about the possibilities for all of the creative outlets that I'm thinking of right now, right? Like let yourself really enjoy it. And number 3 is, of course, the magic morning practice. This is one of my fundamental teachings of divine self-care. It's what I teach in the Divine Self-Care Circle. That's actually what we're focusing on this entire month in the Divine Self-Care Circle. I run a challenge every few months teaching you how to do this, but you can also go ahead and just get my video for free if you just go to elenalipson.com/gift. or check out the notes in this podcast episode. It's about an 8 to 10 minute video where I break it down for you and show you how to start your day each day with magic. It really activates your mind, your body, and your soul to the present moment, and it becomes a portal to expansion, to appreciation, to intentionality. So if you were to do one thing, go do the magic morning practice because it will help you do the other 2 things, okay? So if you haven't done it yet, I highly recommend that you give this gift to yourself and share it with anyone that you want to, because the magic morning practice, over the last decade, it's literally changed my life, and I've been teaching it for the last 5 years. And the testimonials, the gratitudes, the personal experiences that the ladies that I work with have regarding as a result of the magic morning practice are absolutely incredible. And it's really become a powerful check-in with your body, mind, and soul, instead of just jumping into the day and just letting the day blow you into the wind of scarcity, of drama, of fear, of worry, of other people's priorities that aren't yours. This is your opportunity to really tune in and understand that you have the power to celebrate your life, to get this opportunity to start your day with magic and consciousness. So I really hope you go ahead and take advantage of that. And you are so welcome to join us in the Divine Self-Care Circle and be with a group of like-minded women from all around the world. And this is what we talk about every day in the group. So you can just go ahead and check out the link in the show notes. The circle is currently open for enrollment. So come on and step inside. You don't have to do this alone. I'm so glad you're here listening to this podcast. And if you're ready for a deeper dive into self-care and the entire wheel of play and celebration and consciousness and sexuality and relationships, come on and join us. I'd love to have you there. So that is it. That is our review of 3 ways to expand your capacity to receive. Number 1, make being present a daily intention. Number 2, define your version of having it all while appreciating all that you have. And number 3, the magic morning practice, which is a portal to instant expansion when done on a daily basis. Anything that you do consistently with intention is going to change your life. I guarantee it. 100% money back guarantee. Okay. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I would love to hear your thoughts. First of all, just for algorithm's sake, because iTunes really loves when we get reviews, please feel free to leave me a review. I invite you to leave me a review. Let me know your thoughts, any questions you have, what you felt during this episode. It just takes 2 minutes to go into your iTunes app, scroll down and leave a review, and of course, 5 stars. I would love those as well. And then more importantly as well, if you would share it with at least 2 friends so that you can have the conversation together. There's nothing more powerful than having women in your life, or men in your life, whoever you want to talk to, or your kids or your siblings or your parents or your caretakers, whoever, and have the conversation with them. Share this episode, let them listen to it, and then discuss. Maybe they have limiting beliefs they want to bust through. Maybe you are ready to step into the next level of your life and you want to do it with some support. So you're welcome to do that in the Divine Self-Care Circle, or share it with someone you love and do it together. And please, again, share this wherever you are listening, from Spotify or iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. Please just hit share and share it with 2 people that you love and adore, or don't even like that much, but maybe you want to help them get better. Okay, this is Elena Lipson, your Divine Self-Care Mentor, Self-Care Coach. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I'll see you on our next episode of the Divine Self-Care Meditations and Musings podcast, and I'm going to go enjoy some of this nice weather. I'll talk to you later. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much for listening and learning about the new Divine Self-Care way of being in your life, business, and the bedroom based on the divine feminine metrics of success: pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. If you're ready to bust the myth of overwhelm and tap into an inspired start to each day, I've put together a free video series for you to help you start each day with energy, inspiration, and ignite that inner pilot light which attracts joy, magic, and synchronicity. You can access my 3-step magic morning practice to help you ignite your inner light and attract the abundance that you're craving. Head on over to elenalipson.com/gift. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would so love if you share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, a daughter, and please leave a review. That is how the magic starts to ripple out. Here's wishing you a day full of beauty, magic, and divine self-care. I'll see you next time at the Meditations and Musings podcast.